Good evening and welcome to another live with Clifton Brantley. It's good to be with you guys tonight. So this message tonight, check my sounds. Okay, great. So this message tonight is not for everybody. I get that, right? This particular message is for a select group of women. Okay. What I'm talking about tonight is specifically for women who are the wives of good men. Yeah, the wives of good men. Now, for the purpose of this talk, here are let me give you seven characteristics of a good man. So, number one, he takes care of his responsibilities. Okay, good men take care of their responsibilities. Number two, he's committed to personal growth because he wants to be a better man and husband. Number three, he has integrity, right? Good men have integrity. Number four, he puts your needs, wife, before his needs. Good men do that, right? They put your needs before his needs. Five, he's patient and gentle when handling you. Yeah, he's patient and gentle when handling you. Number six, he pays attention to you. Guys, it's amazing how many clients I have, married folk, where the husband doesn't pay attention to the wife, right? But a good man pays attention to his wife. And then seven, he lives a life of humility. That's important. He lives a life of humility. Now, obviously, this is not an exhaustive list, right? This is not everything, right? The good man that you have may have some other characteristics that you feel make him good. Okay, so that may not be on my list, but that still doesn't mean he's not a good man. Now, the reason I want to address this topic is because good men and women are often taken for granted, right? Because my goal is to help you do love and life better, I want to give you some insight on how to love how to love a good man. To give you some insight, not just a man, but a good man, right? But I have a question first. Who is teaching men how to be husbands and women how to be wives? And then who's teaching them how to be that husband or wife to the spouse that they chose? Right? The truth is, no one teaches us how to do marriage. I say it all the time. No one teaches us how to do marriage. No one taught you how to love the person that you chose, right? Now, many women are taught how to treat a man or how to love a man from their moms, right? Their mothers teach them how to love a man. Now, if mom had a good husband, then maybe her insight isn't harmful. But if mom had a bad husband, then her insight is probably heavily influenced by her pain, right? If mother has father wounds, if your mama taught you how to treat a man, how to love a man, but she has father wounds, then that is going to influence her advice. But what about the women who learn how to treat a man from their dad? So some of you women learn how to treat a man from your dad. Well, if he was a good man, then maybe that's a good foundation. But be mindful that it's only a foundation because you have to build on it. You got to build on that foundation, what you learn as far as how to love the man that you chose. Because your dad can't teach you. He can teach you how to love a man in general, just like I'm trying to do tonight. But specifically, you have to apply what you learn to your man specifically. But watch this. If dad was absent, then your view of a man may be shaped by the pain of his absence, right? And there are women who are bitter towards men and they don't even know it, right? They just think, well, I don't know what they think. But I've come across many women who don't even know that they have bitterness inside. And it's usually not because of the man that they're with, right? Your mother's idea of how to treat a man may have actually been good, but I want to give you more insight based on me being a man, my experience, and what I hear from clients. Okay. Now I understand that some of you don't feel like you have a good man. I get that. I have a ton of videos. As a matter of fact, most all the videos I have on my YouTube channel are for those men and for those women, right? But tonight I'm talking to the women who believe they do have a good man. Okay, believe you do have a good man. Now I only have 7 things. I only have 7. And if you would like me to go deeper on any one of these, you can drop a comment you drop a question in the comment or send me an email, right? But just give you these 7 and keep it moving, right? So here's number 1. Number 1 thing for number 1 insight, I guess, I want to give you for loving a good man: be his biggest cheerleader. Be his biggest cheerleader. This may not seem like a big deal, but it is. It really is. Most men were raised for applause, right? We're raised for the applause of our mom. Sometimes dad, but mostly mom, right? A good man does what needs to be done regardless of accolades, right? A good man does what needs to be done regardless of accolades. However, a man who feels appreciated and celebrated will always do more. That's just, like, he's always going to do more if he feels appreciated and celebrated, right? So if you have a good man, do not let anyone else on the planet, especially another woman, be a bigger cheerleader than you are for your man. Number 2, learn to talk to him. Okay. Women typically are not taught how to talk to men. And I say that in my office when women come in. No one taught you how to talk to a man. Don't talk to him like he's a child. And don't talk down to him. Make respect your number 1 goal when communicating with your partner, when interacting with your husband. Make respect your number 1 goal. And stop using sarcasm to make him feel stupid. Right? Stop doing that. Stop using sarcasm, make him stupid. So learn to talk to him. Number 3, here's the 3rd one. Let him lead. Let your husband lead. Now, this may not be for everybody. I know folks set their marriages up in different ways and, whatever. But there are some of you women who want your husband to be the leader in the home, but you won't let him. You won't allow him to lead. You won't allow him to make decisions. You don't trust his judgment, right? If you're going to be that way, then stop requiring or expecting the brother to lead if you're not going to let him. When you ask him to make decisions, go with the decision. Or at least don't shoot it down. Not every decision, right? Don't shoot every decision down, right? And I'm not saying like if he makes a decision, I'm not saying go blindly, but don't just shoot it down, right? Ask questions. Ask supporting questions, right? And again, if you want me to go more into that, I can give you more insight on that. But I'm saying ask questions, but don't be an obstacle for no reason. Okay. Number 4, let him have some alone time. Let the brother have some alone time, right? Y'all don't need to be 24/7. Long ago, I actually used to think that alone time in marriage was not necessary. I used to think that. But that was a thought from a dysfunctional place. Now I understand that having some alone time is a good thing. Jesus himself spent a lot of alone time. He dealt with folk, but then the Bible often says he went away by himself to pray and spend time with God. Okay, so give the brother some alone time. Number 5, learn your husband. Learn your husband, right? See, I'm giving you things in general tonight. I'm giving you foundational stuff, but you still got to learn your particular husband, the man that you chose, the one that you're with. This is probably the most important one, to be honest, because if you don't love him, if you don't learn him, how can you love him, right? If you are a wife, watch this. If you are a wife, that means that 100% of your wife role is for the husband. You're not your wife. So you being the kind of wife that you want to be is irrelevant, right? Oftentimes we get with people and we try to make them into who we want them to be instead of learning to love who we chose. So if he loves music, learn a little bit about music. If he loves motorcycles, or maybe he loves woodworking like I do, right? Then learn a little bit about those things. And the reason I say learn a little, right? Learn a little, not just, ask him a few questions about it, but learn about the things he's interested in. Because I know some of you women, you want a gold star because your husband likes basketball and you bought him a Charlotte Hornets jersey. But he don't even like jerseys, right? Or that's not his favorite team, right? He likes watching tennis. You buy him a tie with tennis balls on it. These are not thoughtful gifts, right? And they come off as a pacifier to make you look interested. But if you take the time to learn your husband and learn a little bit about what he loves, you can then have conversations about what he loves, right? You can buy gifts that he actually wants or needs. And it just makes sense to make a man feel like, oh, she's into me, right? But now watch this. I don't just mean hobbies, right? I don't just mean hobbies. Learn about his fears. Learn about his hopes and his dreams. Let him know that you want to be a part of his personal world. That's important. Those things make us feel special, valued, and cared for. Okay? So take the time. You should spend the rest of your marriage learning each other, but make it your business to learn your husband. Why? Because you're a wife. And everything that you do that goes in the wife category is for that brother. That's it. That's all. The children don't need a wife. Your job doesn't need a wife. Only your husband. Okay? Now, number 6. I know I did this, but that wasn't a count. Anyway, number 6 for you folk who are anal. If you know his triggers, try your best not to push them. If you know your husband's triggers, don't push him. Yes, he should be working on them. He should be working to deactivate them. That's what I tell everybody. But as far as you are concerned, try not to activate his triggers. Okay? And then number 7, every now and then, do something special for him that shows him that you appreciate the man that he is. Now, this is not appreciation for something that he does. I'm talking about doing something special just because of who he is, the man that he is, right? Now, make sure this is not connected to another holiday or birthday, right? I'm not talking about on Father's Day. I'm not talking about Christmas. I'm not talking about his birthday. I'm talking about a random day and every now and then, not once a year, but do something nice. It don't have to be elaborate, just something out of the ordinary and special that you know he would like, not something you would like, right? That's the whole point of learning him, but do something that he would like to make him feel special. Because most good men are not asking for these things. As a matter of fact, a lot of good men aren't even expecting it. But when you do it, it is well received and appreciated. Okay? Those are the 7 things I got for you. I'm trying to be shorter with these videos, but as I was doing this, I actually thought of some other things. These didn't make my list, but can I give you some bonus things on loving a man? Sorry, loving a good man. I got to make sure I keep that adjective in there. Good men. And you can do this for not so good men if you want. That's on you, but that ain't what I'm talking about. Okay. This might be unique to me because of my hairstyle, but rub his head. Right? Rub his head. Rub his feet. Here's another one. Take care of him. Now, I didn't make this one of my points because, taking care of your husband can be vast, right? That can be a lot of things. So as you learn your husband, you'll know what taking care of your husband looks like. But I'm talking about like, we live in a society where we've gotten away from really serving our partners, right? Serve your husband. He's your husband. Like, this is not just a guy that you're dating. This is not somebody off the street. This is supposed to be your best friend. When you get married, embarrassment and I'm gonna look like a fool and I'm gonna look like I'm into him too much, like all that stuff's got to go out the window. Okay, yeah. So learn to take care of your man. Learn his favorite food. Learn how to cook. This ain't on the list either, but I just came up with it. Learn how to cook your husband's favorite food. Now I'm finna say something controversial. I just thought of this. I know a lot of you women won't agree with it, but I'm a man. Ask your husband if what I'm finna say. Ask your husband if he agrees with this, because he may not. I think he will, though. Learn. If you're a cooker, right? Within reason. Like, I'm not trying to make you be something you're not. But if you cook, learn how to cook your husband's favorite meal like his mom does. I know. I'm not his mama. I understand. And you can create your own favorite meal for him that he loves. And this is not like a man code, like you have to do this in order to please your husband. This is one of those, this is a privilege. This is a gift. This is something extra. But learn to cook. Like, so you may have heard me talk about my mama's sweet potato pie before. Nobody cooks sweet potato pie like my mom. And I've been eating sweet potato pie since I was a kid. And I've tried, not even Patti LaBelle's. It can't measure up to my mother's. Well, when I got with my wife, guess what she did? No, she didn't learn how to make sweet potato pie. But she tried. She tried really hard. And I say tried as if she's done. I believe she's going to try again. But the fact that she's been trying, and she got super duper close. I can't remember what year it was, but one year she got really, really close. And I ate all the pie. Okay? But I mean, it's just, it's not a deal breaker, obviously, but learn how to make some of the dishes that he grew up on. Right? Everything in childhood ain't bad. Right? Now, I'm gonna share this last thing with you about good men. He's good, but he's not perfect. And you may say, well, duh, I know that. Yeah, you say you know that. But oftentimes, the whole part of taking him for granted comes from in the back of your mind thinking that he's perfect. He don't have feelings. That doesn't bother him, right? He's okay. Check on him emotionally. He's a human being. He's a male version of a human being, but he's a human being. Okay? Maybe he don't know how to regulate his emotions right, but that don't mean he doesn't feel. Like me, my emotions don't work right? From my childhood, sometimes if things are too overwhelming, my stuff shuts down. I don't feel anything. And I'm not saying that, like, I'm not bragging about that. I'm just making the point that my wife sometimes has to, the way my wife knows what's going on with me a lot of time is because she's taking the time to learn me. I'm talkative, in case you didn't know that. Like, I got a YouTube channel, right? I love talking. So when I'm at home, if I'm not talking, my wife's antennas go up. Why? Because she's learned that. Okay. All right. So that's it. That's all. Hope you guys enjoyed these 7 little insights on how to love a good man better. Tomorrow, I'm going to do the women. I'm not going to leave you women hanging. I'm going to do the women tomorrow. How to love a good woman. Okay. If you can think of something that I should have added that I didn't, leave a comment or send me a message. Okay. As always, thank you for allowing me to speak into your life. And my hope and my goal is that these videos help you do love and life better.